Well, look at that. Guess who got a light? I did. Also, don't judge me that I am hanging out in my PJs and also my robe. It is like 3 degrees outside. Like, that's a little dramatic, but it basically feels like 3 degrees outside. I can't freaking deal. I don't know about you, but when it's super cold like this, I swear I step outside and I'm like instantly crying. Like, there's no point in looking cute because it's just tears. They're flowing. I don't know if it's the wind. I don't know if it's the cold. I don't know if it's the fact that I have to leave my house. But I cry instantly. It's been a second. I was supposed to record this past weekend. I was really excited to do it. And then, number 1, time flew by. Number 2, I'm not going to lie to you. I've just been very, very tired. Mother Nature hit me hard today, if you know what I mean. And I just feel exhausted. I feel like a freaking truck ran over me. I feel like I can't escape the cold. Like, it's like in my bones. Am I sick? No, I promise I'm not. I literally felt okay yesterday. I wasn't fine, but I was okay. And I know I'll be okay after, Mother Nature has recourse. And if you don't know what I mean, yes, you do. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little upset that I didn't record this past weekend. But I'll tell you all about it if you want to know. So, let's see, Friday night, Danielle and I went to Roadhouse. Yum. So good. And then we went to this place called the Cake Bar, and they had a cannoli cheesecake, and when I tell you, that thing was like the best thing I've put in my mouth in a while. Like, yum. So good. Also, redid my nails. Sorry, I don't want to cover the light, but this is what they look like. I don't know if you can see them. I don't know. They're like a purple with like a shift. Kind of fun. But yeah, so we went to the cake bar, got the cannoli cheesecake. We only got one piece to share because, like, I didn't know if we'd like it or not. We ate our piece, and I mean, literally looked up when they opened the next day. And yeah, Saturday morning, we got up, got ready for the gym, and then we did stop at the cake bar on the way. It's fine. It's fine. We went to the gym, we worked out. It's almost like the cake didn't happen, right? But, like, it did. And my taste buds are happy about it. So, yeah, that was delish. We went back and we got 2 more pieces. And I'm pretty sure we got the last 2 pieces. Which, to me, is just a sign that we needed it. Don't even disagree with me. You know it's true. So, went to the gym. Came home. I believe I ate a snack. And I, got a shower. And then I went and hung out with my friend Jenna. I love Jenna. Jenna and I have been friends since freshman year in high school. It's literally been, I graduated high school in 2014, which means I started high school in 2010. So we've been friends for going on 16 years. And that's wild because I'm not even 30 yet, which means that I've been friends with her over half of my life. I love her. She's basically like my freaking sister at this point. She's just, my platonic soulmate or like my twin flame or whatever the freak the words are now. So yeah, hung out with her and the fam and then got home really late. Sunday, woke up and we went snow tubing. That was so fun. We've never gone snow tubing before, so that was a good time. But oh my God, did it wear us out. I did not realize that basically walking around in a sweatsuit was going to make me cry and get all of the juices out of my body. I was so sweaty and I was so, exhausted after that. It was wild. And then we went out to dinner. Whenever we came home, we walked the dogs, obviously. And then we went to Haas's because her and I love Haas's. I don't know what it is about everybody else in this area, but, you guys suck. Because, Haas's is incredible. Yes, I want a salad bar, and I can eat as much as I want. And there's soup, and there's ice cream, and there's nachos, and, it's so good. If you don't like Haas's, get out. Get out. Just saying. Like, I guess, don't get me wrong, I guess the flavor average, sure. Is it mid? Sure. I think it's just like the nostalgia of going to Haas's. And again, I love the idea that I can make my own salad and I can make it as big as I want and I can go back for seconds and I can do whatever I want. Like, I don't know about you, but I kind of love a buffet. I understand that, like, buffet food, oh, it sits around, it's like not as good, blah, blah, blah. Sure. But I love the idea of, like, I can get a little bit of everything. Like, I don't have to go there with, like, one thought in mind of what I want to buy. I can try everything. I can really fill my palate. I can eat every little bit that I want. Have you ever been to Shady Maple, the smorgasbord or whatever? That's like, what is it? Like above Lancaster and below Reading and that area? Yeah. It's delish. It's a little overwhelming. So you don't need to go all the time. But still, I'm really not mad at it. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion, but I kind of like a buffet. And I kind of love a salad bar, and I kind of wish more places did have a salad bar. So, judge me if you want. I was having a thought today because I woke up and felt like complete ass. And I'm telling you right now, as if I'm ever going to own my own business, but still, I would never make a woman work on her first day of her period. No. I mean, if your period's not that bad, more power to you, girl. Like, you girl boss, you go do whatever you want. When I tell you I had to, like, crawl out of bed and, like, turn over, and I even took a hot shower and it didn't matter. My body was so unhappy with me this morning. I even, like, treated myself to Dunkin'. I was like, maybe I'll feel better if I get, like, I don't know, a little bit of caffeine and, like, food in me. No. Ugh. I was literally sitting, like, in my chair at work, and I was just like, like, I'm here, I'm doing my shit, but I'm pissed about it because I was just so uncomfy. I was even wearing stretchy pants and, like, a very loose cardigan, and I was still uncomfy. Nothing has made me comfortable today. My whole body is just uncomfy. Also, for some reason, my knee is, like, out of place. What is up with that? I literally, yes, I've been going to the gym a little bit. Woohoo, good for me. No, I haven't done anything. We went last night and I rode the bike the entire time, just for like 35 minutes. And I didn't even do like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, there's like levels on it. And I usually go to like level 11, like, which is like kind of hard because I like that resistance. It makes me feel like I'm working harder. I was on level 5. Like, I didn't even do much. And on the bright side, I didn't sweat that much, which was kind of nice. But my knee is just like not having it today. What is going on? Anyway, yeah, I'm just a little upset with myself that I didn't record earlier. And I do have topics that I want to talk about. And I'll be honest. This is probably not going to be my best episode. I'm not feeling it today, man. I don't know if it's because I just have nothing I really want to say that's like major. I don't know if it's because Mother Nature has smacked me forward, backwards, upside down, and everything else in between. Or if it's even the weather that's getting to me. Like, damn, this is fucking depressing. It's like 2 degrees outside. The wind makes it worse. They're calling for snow this weekend. We were, like, possibly going to look at, like, a venue this weekend for the wedding. Yes, I know that's very early, but, like, I'd rather, take a look at one here and there and then, like, be able to put, pricing together and make our decision later. I don't know. I don't feel the need to go every other day and look at a venue. So whenever this venue, I asked them for pricing because I just couldn't find it. And they were like, oh, well, we like to give out our pricing whenever we give tours, which, like, might be code for, hey, you can't probably afford us. And that's possible. I don't know. But either way, Danielle and I were like, could be fun. Maybe we should go. And now they're calling for snow. And I just want to cry. Don't love that. Although, the one good thing is Valentine's Day is coming up, and I know Valentine's Day is kind of stupid in the way that it, like, basically is a Hallmark, you know, holiday. Like, it was made up. It's not, although to be fair, basically all holidays are made up. Anyway, so I am excited though, because honestly, any chance that I get to, like, I don't know, spend a little extra time with Danielle and, like, make her feel extra special, like, that's the goal. Could I do it every day? Yes. But, like, that's the whole point of feeling extra special, is you only do it on that one day. So, like, I would like to think that I treat her well enough that it's not that I only treat her well on one day of the year. Okay, I don't. And she definitely treats me amazingly. 365. 366 on leap years. So, that's not the problem. But I think that you're allowed to be a little extra special on that day. I also am just a hopeless romantic and love. Sue me. I really feel like I should have known. I should have known from the beginning that I was probably not going to fit into the traditional mindset of, you know, only a man and a woman. And maybe I'll just get, and I don't know, maybe I'll just talk about it here now. I have as a topic, like, my sexuality. I feel like at this point, if you're still listening, maybe you're just interested in my life, who knows? Because this has probably been one of the most boring intros I've ever done. And I'm like 12 minutes into this already. So if you're sticking around and you're listening to me now, guess you're going to get a fun story. So, my sexuality, it's pretty fluid in the way that I, even from a very young age, never felt like men were, like, the only option. I maybe had the mindset of, you know, when I was younger, like, a man was the only, like, permanent option. But, like, I can't say I wasn't, like, attracted to females at all. You know, whenever you get into the ages where you're figuring out what you really like and, you know, who you want to be around, who you want to, like, explore with, don't get me wrong, a man was definitely my first choice because, like, that's the norm. Like, that's what everyone's used to. That is, like, the safe choice. And yet, for some reason, the older I got, and I just mean older as in, like, even into, like, the end of high school, I didn't feel, like, comfortable enough to, like, tell anybody, but, like, at the end of high school, I was like, hey, you know what? If I wanted to, like, explore things with a girl, maybe not dating wise, but, you know, in other ways, why not? Like, I'd be into it. And I didn't really tell many people. I remember, I think Jenna and I, again, since we've been besties since freshman year, I think her and I had a conversation a long time ago, just saying, like, yeah, like, I'm not going to say a girl's not pretty. Of course she is. Like, hello, hi, she's hot, whatever. But that's, like, kind of, like, baseline. Like, that's where we kept it. And then eventually you grow, and I went to college outside of Philly, and I feel like that was just such a good experience for me. I highly recommend people getting away from their hometown, and it doesn't have to be Philly, obviously, but just going to a city or going to a completely different area and just seeing how life is there and seeing how people live there. And, you know, I was exposed to all different kinds of, like, races, ethnicities, gender fluid people, sexualities. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was exposed to, like, you know, drugs and alcohol and all those things. Did I participate? No. I don't think so, at least. But it was kind of interesting just to see how, like, that world lives, because it's just so much different than it is here. It's wild. Again, highly recommend just, like, getting away from your hometown. Unless your hometown, I guess, already is, like, a very, like, massive area and, like, very inclusive. I personally think going to college just made me more comfortable with who I was, because seeing people who lived their lives so openly and just didn't have a care in the world was so nice. It was just so nice to be so open and so fluid and just so comfortable with, like, you're allowed to, like, love who you love, and regardless, it's just, if you're spreading love, what's the problem? Like, you're not hurting anybody else's feelings. You're just being happy, and I don't know, just including people that usually, I guess, wouldn't be included. I'm sorry, I think I just hit my mic. Anyway, so yeah, college, don't get me wrong, was still dating a dude. I quite literally only dated dudes up until, a year ago. But at least in college, I definitely was opened up, and I did mention, like, hey, I'm dating this guy, but if he ever wanted a threesome or something, like, with a girl, like, I'd be down. Like, there was just, like, a whole, like, I was starting to, like, put the feels out there of, like, hey, I'm, like, sexually attracted to women kind of vibe. And again, in college, everyone was like, cool, awesome, love that vibe for you. No one cared. It was kind of nice. And then, college ended in 2016 for me, which is also wild, because that means this summer has been 10 years since I graduated college. What do you mean? Now, I only went to a 2-year school, so I feel like it's a little different, because I graduated high school in 2014 and then just, like, immediately went to a 2-year school and graduated again within 2 years. And I feel like that's, like, a little odd. Like, that's a very fast timeline. So, I don't know, but yeah, so I started opening up around the end of college, but then coming home in 2016 and moving back in with my mom and, finding a job, and the guy that I was dating during college, we actually ended up splitting up, maybe 2 months, 3 months after I graduated college. And then I was single for a second, and then eventually did find my next boyfriend. That sounds really weird. Found my next boyfriend. It was a mutual friend. It was a weird thing. Anyway, but dated that guy for, 7 years, which is so long. I know. Longest relationship I ever had. Basically, like, had my whole adult life with him until now, obviously. And I remember 2, maybe 3-ish years ago, I remember telling him, hey, I have these thoughts, and I don't want to, like, pass away without telling someone. And I know that got really deep really fast. But if you know me, you know that, like, I had a sister, an older sister, and she passed. I guess at this point it's been almost 5 years. And I, for some reason, have always kind of thought that I was going to pass young for some reason. Don't know why. We could go into that another day. So I think the idea of, like, life is short, like, don't go anywhere without regrets. Don't, whatever. Or with regrets. I just remember being like, I have to just tell him, like, I just gotta get these feelings out, and I don't want to, like, continue my life and, like, go into adulthood without exploring parts of me that I had been thinking about for years, I am very lucky that he was so supportive, and was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I think you should definitely, like, explore that side of you. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize that, like, you would be as supportive as you are. Honestly, because he was so supportive, it was nice that I was able to, like, open up to others. I mean, like I said, Jenna already knew. She been knew. But, like, I started opening up to friends. I absolutely opened up to my sister. I remember opening up to my mom, and I actually did not open up to my dad and my grandma until I ended up finding a girlfriend. But still, it was just interesting, because I felt like I kept being an outsider. I kept seeing, like, don't get me wrong, I was always an ally of the community. Again, love is love, and I was all about sharing it. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care what your background is. As long as you treat other people like they're human beings and you are, like, a kind person and you have empathy, like, I'm cool with you. So I had already had, like, friends that were in the community, and to be an outsider and then all of a sudden become a part of the community was just so interesting, because it never felt like something that needed to be shared, I guess. But because I knew that I was going to publicly, like, explore that side of me, that's why I felt the need to come out. I feel like maybe things have changed within, like, times in general. I think it really depends on where you live. Like, I'm sure, just for example, because I went to school in Philly, I feel like if you grew up in Philly and you have, people around you that are just always inclusive anyway, you probably don't need to really come out, because they probably don't care. Like, they don't care who you date. You don't need to tell them who you're going to date. You just go date them and have a good time. Again, as long as everyone is safe and loving and, again, treating each other like human beings, why do we care? But yeah, so kind of left the whole, like, straight Kirsten in the past, decided I was going to outwardly be open and honest and just, basically share what I've been thinking about for years, and just was like, hey, I'm also into girls. What's the problem? I love people. I don't see an issue with that, and honestly, I'm very lucky I haven't lost anyone major in my life, but I was prepared that I was like, if someone is going to not love me and not, support who I am and not be okay with who I date because of society rules, then I don't need them in my life anyway. Because regardless on if I would have kept it a secret or coming out, I didn't change who I was as a person. I basically, like I said, I came out because I was going to publicly be presenting with a woman. And I was like, hey, by the way, like, this is what's going to happen. I don't care about what my thoughts are. I don't care about, like, who I want to be with. I don't feel the need to, like, shove that down people's throats, believe me. But if I didn't warn people, I could just see, me, again, publicly being with a woman, and then all of a sudden people make a big deal about it. So I think part of the reason why people come out is more or less warning. Like, hey, by the way, I'm just going to do this. I mean, gosh, like I said, I'm obviously almost 30 at this point. It doesn't matter what I do with my life. I am in control of who I bring in my life, who I let go. And if someone, regardless if they're friends, family, whatever, doesn't want to accept that, then they don't have to be in my life anymore. I am old enough that I can, support myself. I'm very lucky that I have good people that surround me that, love me and support me, and obviously at this point love my fiance and support us. And I'm so thankful for that, because I cannot imagine someone, dropping a family member or a friend just because they decide to love someone that, again, is against, like, social norms. Who cares? As long as the person that you're with is someone that is safe and loving and supportive and someone that is going to keep you happy in all different ways, why do we care? I don't know why it matters. Like, I've never had any certain stance on, like, oh, well, that person's with this kind of person, so that means that they're like this. No. No. I just assume people date and people love people because, hey, they probably have something in common and they like being together. What's the problem? I don't personally care what you do, where you do it, who you're with. It doesn't affect me. Again, as long as you're a good person and you treat people like human beings and you maybe have a little bit of empathy, you're cool with me. I've always been like that. So yeah, I obviously, as you all know, am a part of the LGBTQIA+ all the different alphabet letters. I am a part of that community. I am proud. I don't care. I am not going to shove it down your throat because it doesn't affect you. But I'm also going to enjoy my life and live it outwardly the way I should. Because, hey, I've been around, all kinds of heterosexual couples that hold hands. What's the problem if I hold a girl's hand? Hey, guess what? Nothing! I think at this point we all just, try to find things to be pissed about, so... So yeah, there's my, coming out story, I guess. Not really, I didn't give you that many details, but... Regardless, I'm lucky. I have the people in my life that love me and support me, and my fiance, and I'm very excited for our future. And I just hope that other people can experience the love and support that I experience, because it's not fair to those, especially when you're younger. I mean, I don't know if maybe I didn't come out earlier because I didn't feel safe. I don't want to say I didn't feel like I was going to get kicked out, but times were different, and I think I would have been judged a lot more. I remember in high school, there were openly, bi girls, and, people were like, well, are they really? Oh my god, they're doing it for attention. Or they're like, oh, they're weird, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who cares? Maybe they're just trying to, explore and see what they're into. Why do we care? So I think maybe that's probably why, is because, in high school especially, you try to, keep a certain status. And, don't get me wrong, I was not, this popular girl that was like, oh my god, everyone's gonna hate me if I did this. No, I think I just didn't need another reason to have people stare at me. So, that's probably why I didn't, come out earlier. But I'm happy to know that I don't have to, hide any part of me or, act a certain way towards anybody. It's very nice to know that. But yeah, I feel bad for, the younger people that are just trying to love who they love, and they want to explore things, and they want to just be open and free, and to have parents or friends or other family try to hold them back from that. It hurts my heart, because I'm like, all they're trying to do is love other people. All they're trying to do is see, is this the lifestyle I want? Is this what, is this what's fitting? And this what feels right? I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever have kids, but I do know if I did have kids, and if they ever came out to me and said that they wanted to date the same sex, or if they wanted to try something new, if anything, I would be proud of them for telling me, because I'd be like, cool, let me tell you how to do it safely. But, two, cool. That's awesome. Go spread love. Go be a happy person and just be nice to people. Awesome. I feel like, if anything, I feel like I just raised, at that point, a kid that just wants to love everybody. That's awesome. That's great. Isn't it nice to think, oh, I just have someone that just wants to, be positive and, spread love? It's kind of nice. Weird. I know. Not saying everyone, probably deserves the love, because there are bad people out there, but sadly, I think we all have to learn that the hard way sometimes. But yeah, I am glad that you guys stuck around for another episode. Who knows what my life is right now? I'm definitely lower energy, I feel like, than normal, because I feel like the life is literally being drained out of me. TMI? Maybe. I don't know. There's no such thing as TMI in my life. But hey, if you aren't comfortable coming out, you don't have to. If you want any advice, I guess, or if you... I don't really know if I can give advice, to be honest, but I do feel like I can possibly understand if someone says, hey, I'm not comfortable yet, or hey, I feel like I don't know everyone's stance on these things, or something. If you ever want someone to talk to, I'm always here. And I feel like me doing this, it's almost like you're always here for me too. So I only know how to be, my little vulnerable self, so let's hope it doesn't bite me in the ass. Anyway, Thank you for listening to me again. Let's hope I can get back on like a good schedule and make better time for this, because now I have a light. See? Wow. Impressive. Cool. And I didn't get a new phone yet, but let's hope that this saves, because last time I recorded it on a Sunday and I had to delete almost everything off of my phone just for it to save and then send to like YouTube and everything else. So I really hope I don't crash this phone. I don't want to deal with that. Life is fun. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.